Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Debategate here at the High Stakes Sports Debates Network. And Wild Card Weekend is over. What a wild weekend it is. We were 4 for 4 with our picks, so hopefully we can keep that momentum going into the divisional round. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's well. This is that exciting time of the year, guys. NFL postseason. Who is going to be crowned a champion? So, we're going to jump into the divisional round here, talk about some of the matchups. We'll make our picks. Before we do that, just show some love to those thumbs up or down, whether you like or dislike the content. You tell me why in the comment section below. So, divisional round, first matchup. Saturday, Kansas City is going to travel to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. Everybody remember last year, Monday night, that debauchery in Kansas City? Such a debauchery in which reporters were asking Bill Belichick if the quarterback position needed to be reevaluated. New England had not suffered a loss that great in quite some time, and because people aren't used to that sort of thing in New England, well, obviously we know what happened. So I'm going to pick the New England Patriots in this matchup, and if you guys disagree, you can let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to pick the New England Patriots, and I know it's easy to just kind of say Tom Brady. You just throw out that name so loosely, but there's a certain trust factor that does go into, picking the Patriots because of Brady. I mean, the guy's a comeback king. Not to mention Julian Edelman should play. Rob Gronkowski should play. Yes, there's no Dion Lewis, and the tailback situation leaves a little to be desired. I've never been the biggest Blunt fan. It'll be interesting to see whether New England employs the tactics that they used last year with, Shane Vereen declaring ineligible, which allowed them to line up Hawana Manamui. I can't say his name. Please don't crucify me for that. Line him up posing as if he was an extra left tackle and he ran a route. It looked like he was an offensive lineman, but because Shane Vereen declared himself ineligible, he was able to come off the line as a tight end and, catch some balls. So we'll see if Bill Belichick kind of employs any of those strategies. We're going to go with quotes here just because it's always fishy, but with my X factor is this Patriots offensive line. And in reality, that's how you beat the Patriots. You get pressure on Tom. It's that simple. Simple to say, not simple to do. However, we'll see if the Chiefs and their pass rushing core of Tamba Ali and Justin Houston can get to Brady, make his life hell. We know that the interior presence of the defensive line also goes a long way in stopping Brady getting pressure up the middle and then around on the outside. So Datari Poe is going to have to step up big in this matchup. Now, I'm confident that Bill Belichick and co will have a solid game plan to face the Chiefs. We know that when it comes to stopping their biggest threat, which might not be Macklin now, it's probably going to be Travis Kelce. Bill Belichick's going to do whatever he can to neutralize your best player. I just don't think the Chiefs really have other options that can step up now. You got a rookie in Chris Conley. Charkandrick West, while he was good during the regular season, this ain't the regular season anymore, kid. I got news for you. We're used to Jeremy Macklin stretching that field, also being a solid underneath PPR receiver, and that helps Travis Kelce. So Bill Belichick will be able to kind of, use his microscope, hone in on Travis Kelce, and it'll be up to some of the other playmakers to get it done. I'm not sure if they do. I think that Kansas City season ends. I don't think it'll be a game like last year's Monday night. Close game, but I got New England on top. The second game that day, Green Bay will travel to Arizona, to the desert, taking on the Cardinals. We saw what happened in Week 16. I see a similar outcome. I don't see a similar score. I think Green Bay will make it more competitive. You got David Bakhtiari back, solidifying Rodgers' blindside. That's a huge upgrade. They didn't have that last time those two teams played. So if this team has any chance to win, by the way, Devontae Adams has been officially ruled out. So Jared Abbrederis, I believe is how you pronounce his name, he'll be a starter with Cobb, with who's their number 3 now that Devontae Adams is out? I think if Montgomery's healthy, he should be given the opportunity. So you've got a kind of a decimated receiving core here for the Packers, and Eddie Lacy just continues to plod. So I'm not really sure, if the Packers are going to be able to put up the points and match the Cardinals, because the Cardinals, they've got studs at a lot of positions. Rookie David Johnson's a sensation. Fitzgerald found a fountain of youth. You still got John Brown, Michael Floyd healthy. Michael Floyd being healthy is so huge for this offense. And if Carson Palmer can stay healthy, make the right choices, it's going to be tough to compete with this team, especially when I always confuse those two. The Cardinals are so stacked on defense. You're not playing Rashad Breeland and, some of the middle tier talent that Washington had in the secondary. You're going up against Patrick Peterson, okay? Dwight Freeney's found his own fountain of youth now with Bruce Arians in Arizona, okay? You got Calais Campbell. These guys are going to be able to stop the run and pass. So unless this team can provide time for Aaron Rodgers, I gotta say I am skeptical about them winning. If there's an X factor here, it's got to be Eddie Lacy. Can this run game get going enough to where you're getting single coverage on the outsides? Although, to be honest, you're probably not really going into the game doubling any of these receivers anyways. But Eddie Lacy's got to get going. He's got to move the chains, because if this offensive line cannot provide Rodgers with time, it's going to be a long day. I got the Cardinals winning. A closer game. It ain't going to be a blowout, but I think the Cardinals will come on top. I just think they're a better team right now. Sunday, the 1 o'clock game. The lucky Seattle Seahawks, lucky/talented, but lucky, will travel to the Carolina Panthers, the number 1 seed in the NFC. I do have the Seattle Seahawks winning this game. I just happen to have more trust in Russell Wilson than I do Cam Newton. Let's be honest. Cam Newton, when they lost that game in Atlanta, he didn't really play very good. So I expect this Seattle team to learn from their mistakes. You better cover Greg Olsen. You're going to have to cover Greg Olsen. That's not even an option. Cam Chancellor has struggled against tight ends. We saw last week. We saw in the Super Bowl last year. So we know that Cam Chancellor is kind of that hitting mentality. He's my X factor on defense. You know that Michael Bennett's going to get his. You know Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas are going to do their thing. Can Cam Chancellor cover the tight end, Greg Olsen? If Greg Olsen gives them a problem, it might be a long day for Seattle. You got Jonathan Stewart probably going to play. That's huge. This run game has been stagnant with Whitaker. Cameron Artis-Payne, the rookie, looked okay, but Jonathan Stewart is clearly the man, and he's going to be healthy for this game. On to the Seahawks side of the ball. You've got Russell Wilson. You've got the Beast coming back. I think Beast Mode is going to play, and that's huge for me in this game. Christine Michael, we're done watching you run into the side of a truck every time you play. You've got all the athletic talent in the world, but you simply just don't have a feel for the running back position. And it's been evident. I've watched it all season. So when I look at this team, I do have more trust in it. They're two very similar built teams. One point of emphasis, though, Bobby Wagner did not play in that Week 6 matchup in Seattle. He'll be full systems go. I do expect him to make a bit of a difference here. You've really got two complete teams, for the exception of like the wide receiver / skill position area. But again, I'm not really sold on Cam Newton. I feel like in big moments, he really hasn't shown that he can be the guy. Yeah, so I'm just not sold on Cam. He hasn't really shown it yet in the postseason. Wilson has. That's why I go Seahawks in a nail-bite type game. Finally, the last game on the schedule, we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking their talents, or what's left of their talent, to the Denver Broncos to play Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos, not Brock Osweiler. So that'll be an interesting storyline to watch throughout the game. Can Peyton Manning hold up? Will it be early season Peyton Manning, or will we see somewhat last year Peyton Manning who's rested and, will be operating Kubiak's offense? Because again, this was a team whose system is really predicated on running the ball, running play action. Manning just likes to kind of stand in the shotgun and get that ball out of his hands quickly, read a defense, boom, put the ball where it needs to be. Well, this is more of a methodical offense. We're going to run the ball. We're going to take time off the clock. Peyton, I guess from a physical standpoint, it was hard for him to run Kubiak's system. It was hard for a 39-year-old to drop back like Peyton has. So, he looked good in Week 17, was operating that system from under center. And that's a big deal. So, the weapons are there. They've got a decent run game. So we'll see. Definitely the defense is dominant. And Pittsburgh, let's talk about Pittsburgh now. They're coming in without D'Angelo Williams, without Antonio Brown, a torn shoulder ligament in Ben Roethlisberger. So for me personally, it's hard for me to pick the Steelers, even though that's where my heart is. I don't see how it's going to happen. So Ben's not going to be able to push the ball down the field, and that's where Martavis Bryant comes into play. Not so really much of a technical type route runner, doesn't really get open in some of those shorter areas of the field. So you're really going to have to rely on Marcus Wheaton to step up. The running game was okay against Cincinnati, but again, nothing there that really screams dynamic or big play. It's just, they're going to have to try to manufacture a run game with guys that aren't really that talented because Ben Roethlisberger is going to have some limitations. And I got another thing to tell you. I've got absolutely no faith in Landry Jones. I've got no faith in Michael Vick, although I believe he's on IR. So Ben Roethlisberger with a torn shoulder ligament is your best option. And he's not going to have Antonio Brown. So I think it's going to be a pretty rough day for the Steelers. The Steelers are going to have to win this game on defense, and I just don't think they have the secondary to do it. They better find a pass rush and hit Manning. I'll tell you that. They need to hit Manning. That's not even a want at this point. If they don't hit Peyton Manning or whoever the quarterback is, it's lights out for Pittsburgh. So those are my game picks, guys. I am going with the Patriots, Seahawks, Broncos, and and Cardinals. I think those will be your final four in the NFL. Should be a great Elite 8 weekend, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, if you guys like the content, show some love to those thumbs. They need your touching up or down. If you haven't checked out Rebel Media, go ahead and do so. They've got content on all the NFL teams, Major League Baseball, the NBA, run by a great group of guys. So if you're bored, want to do a little reading at work, on your break, at home, check out rebelmediagroup.net. Those links will be in the description below. Check out Dynasty Nerds. Guys, it's time to elevate our fantasy football play by going to Dynasty. If you guys don't know what Dynasty football is, go check out Dynasty Nerds. I write for them. They have a great podcast. Go support them. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching the videos. I'm trying to come out with more content. My work schedule has gotten to a point now where I'm unable to get videos out every other day or every 2 days. So I still want to deliver content to you guys because I love you. But I got to get the heck out of here, so I'm going to let you guys go. This was Debategate, high-stakes sports debates, and we'll see you here next time. High-stakes sports debates.